We're reacting to a CNBC video where an older couple who retired early over 30 years ago, I wonder what kind of side jobs they've got, okay? Tell us how they did it with only how much?
$500,000.
$500,000. So let's react.
I'm Billy Katherine, and
Hey, Billy.
my lovely wife, Acacia. We
Hey,
retired
Acacia.
January 91. We're into our 31st year.
Goodness gracious.
The 68-year-old Katherines have spent the last 30 years of retirement bouncing around between the U.S., Mexico, and Thailand. The former restaurateurs didn't decide to retire early until after they turned 30.
Billy, initially when I met him, was a trained French chef. So he worked in a lot of places in Michelin star restaurants and so on. And his big dream was to open up his own restaurant. We met and we went to France, and he cooked over in France. And we came home and bought a restaurant and ran that for 10 years.
One of the couple's customers offered Bill a job as a stockbroker. His drive and attention to detail as a Michelin star chef translated well to asset management.
And so I
Stop.
sell.
What? Wait, what? How do you're a Michelin-starred chef in France, and somebody offers you a job to be a stockbroker? Did he say?
Wealth management or something like that. I don't
Yes.
know. Yeah, because of his attention
Attention
to
to
detail.
detail? His attention to. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I led the office in new accounts every month. From the first month I came back from training, and then after 3 years, they gave me my own office. And so then I was branch manager, and I was managing a fair amount of money for my age. I was the youngest branch manager in their system at the time.
Between
Is
the
that where he got his
restaurant and
500 grand from?
Katherines were making more money
Sorry.
than ever.
I was running the restaurant still, working nights, weekends, and holidays. And Billy was working Monday through Friday, getting off at 1 in the afternoon.
Okay, their restaurant was in the
That
States.
didn't set real well. So he came to me with this idea of selling everything and traveling the world. And I thought it was kind of a harebrained idea, and he'd forget about it, but he didn't, and here we are.
Katherine
No,
applied
he
everything
did.
he'd
Wow.
learned over the last 3 years to come up with a bulletproof retirement plan.
We took 2 years to plan this. We didn't just I didn't come home to approach Acacia one day and said, okay, we're gone. No, we took 2 years. We discussed it. We tried to poke holes in this plan every way we could, and everything seemed to always come out on the top side.
So pause.
What we did is,
So this seems to be pre-fire, right? I've not heard any. I mean, I know he's wearing some kind of financial freedom T-shirt. He's got, I don't know if it's Retire Early Lifestyle, if that's that might be the website, retireearlylifestyle.com. Is that their website, Zach?
Okay.
All right, interesting. Okay, but somebody's doing it independent of fire. Okay.
we figured out if we could just limit our spending below what we could earn in the market, then what was left over would go back into the market or stay in the market and continue to grow. It's compounding.
The couple retired in 1991. Now, when people retire early, many use the 4% rule, a principle that wasn't established until 1994.
I saw from my experience in the
Pause.
brokerage business.
But we've had videos where a whole bunch of people were saying, you don't do 4%. I thought you weren't supposed to do 4% for like a lifetime. That was when 4% was for when you were supposed to be retiring at age 65. Isn't that what they said, Katherine?
Yeah, it draw down for your whole life. Yes. And a short answer, yes. But it sounds like they're going to say this works.
Okay, so we've got 3 differences with this couple versus the other ones so far. Not only have they been doing it for over 30 years, okay, I think this is the first time we've had somebody who's a Michelin-starred restaurant chef. Holy cow. And number 2, I think this is our first professional money manager.
Yeah, and there's something a little bit different about a money manager pulling this off.
So if he's been managing the money for 31 years and he was a professional money manager before, did he really retire?
Well, I would say he's professionally managed his own money quite well. There's always a concept that there's a difference between living off of wages and living off of investments, right?
Absolutely.
And so,
You've got capital gains
found,
instead of
So here we're finding somebody who's just amazing at living off of investments, right? And so these people have made it. It's weird to call it retirement when it's like shifting where your income comes from, right? Like
This is the thing I'm normally saying, and you get mad at me for, and now you're
just
saying
relax, drink your bourbon. But
Yes.
it's like taking the the ideas of the wealthy, which is we live off of investments and dividend, and we've made ourselves
Right.
what do you call those?
Trust fund babies.
A trust fund, your own trust fund baby, right?
Okay.
That you're living off of. So if you can be savvy about investments, if you can start out with enough capital, and you can spend your time massaging it, then you're living on another side of the line. But I don't know if it's called retirement.
Okay.
Retirement, most people think you quit your job, you know. And do we typify this as, people who have a different tax strategy?
They're self-employed. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to find out. I'm looking forward to finding out what happens with Social Security and what happens with Medicare. Hit it, Filippo.
How much money other retirees whose money I was managing had. And I said, I got more than they got. And so I started, thinking and said, well, maybe this is possible. Maybe I don't need to sit here until the end. And then, like I said, we knocked holes in education. I challenged each other. We had
high-volume
discussions.
Well, that's a beautiful thing.
Oh, we're going to take that one.
The couple would first need to know exactly how much money they spent every year.
The first thing we did was we tracked our spending because we needed to know how much we were spending for our lifestyle that we were currently living. And so what we did is we diligently went back through a few years prior, and then we started tracking them for the 2 years after, how much we were spending. And when we eliminated our cars, our house payment, insurances, clothing for the work apparel, and the lunches out, we came that we were only spending about $20,000 on ourselves.
Caterly figured if he could save 25 times his annual spend, or $500,000, they would have enough money
accidental
to retire.
fire.
Back then, ETFs weren't around either. Yeah, this is the dark ages, man. So we had
hadn't invented the internet yet.
Accounts, and we started buying Vanguard SPY, which is now SPY, Index 500 fund. Then we switched everything over to ETFs back in the 2007, 2008.
Caterly's initial nest egg of $500,000 has grown to over $1 million, outpacing inflation while funding their retirement through a series of recessions.
Yeah.
We were invested in 1987 when the market went down 20+% in one day. So that'll put a crease in your pants. I'm telling you.
Yeah. A crease in your pants.
And then again in '91, right in there.
She's only laughing now because they've recovered.
In 2000, remember Y2K? Oh my goodness, yeah. And then we had the 2007 and 8 recession.
The 2008 recession was the only time the couple ever considered re-entering the workforce.
And that 2008-9, I think that was the first and last time we had that discussion, because it was our biggest hit since retirement. And when we thought about it, we'd have to get to a place, live in a place where we could find employment. Then we'd have to buy a car. And then we'd be back into that whole spending thing of how much it costs.
Live without a car?
No.
Caterly's now help others to retire early.
Is that
and
legal?
their best advice comes down to 2 rules.
I would say,
Pause. What do? They help other couples retire early. That's that website. They got a side hustle. They didn't retire. Okay. All right, Zach, you're gonna have to go have a look at it and see what they're getting some rev. It'd be interesting to see if it's voluntary. So
are you surprised? At some point, I'm going to just put a break in the be surprised that people have side hustles.
I know.
Okay. In the era of side hustles,
for me, retire is a very specific thing, and I'm the only one who agrees with that.
Side hustle.
Okay. All right.
to invest as soon as you can, as young as you can, get started now. To monitor your spending, that tracking spending is really important, because if you don't know where your money is going, you put it in your wallet and then it's gone.
You got to learn your own finances. And you got to think of yourself as a business, and you're the CEO of your own business, of your financial health. So look at it that
not
way.
a bad idea.
And get invested as early as you can for the young guys.
Okay, so the one thing that he hasn't used the word yet, but the one thing that these two have a real IQ on, and that he's actually promoting, is financial literacy. Okay, even if somebody isn't able to, and obviously they've not mentioned any kids yet, right?
No, but
but they 38, they weren't saving up for 3 kids' college retirement. I mean, 3 kids college funds and things like that. Okay, it was just the 2 of them. But actually what he's talking about here, what he's promoting without actually using the phrase, is financial literacy. And we're going to be doing another video a little bit later on where that's painfully obvious that most people don't have a tremendous amount of financial literacy. So this is actually a very positive thing if he can get his message out some more.
Index funds, and 10, 20 years down the road, you're going to, whoa.
Okay, that was it. All right. It was very funny what he cut out for expenses. All the insurances. I'm not sure how you have no insurance. I mean, I guess it's possible, but they said no, their budget had no insurance in it. And when he came up with the numbers, there was no money in there for insurance. All right. And now they're definitely over 65, I think, right? If I did the math right. And they've been in 3 countries. Somewhere along the line, you're going to have needed some health care, and that becomes a bigger and bigger expense. And I know their nest egg's grown. Their nest egg has doubled, which is not bad to live off of something and still have it double with at least 2 downturns in there. We're going to have those documented on a graphic for you.
Maybe they have healthcare figured out in Mexico and Thailand, right? The 2 other places that they talk about living in, right?
Okay,
and so maybe with enough time, you know how to get the quality that you want in those places, and it's a fraction of the cost, right?
Yeah.
And the thing about Social Security is they have their 40 quarters. I'm sure that's only 10 years, right? So they worked in regular jobs long enough to qualify for Social Security eventually, and actually Medicare. They won't have a lot of money, but they don't spend a lot of money.
Right.
So you worry about the healthcare part. I think you can come back to the U.S. and be an older person and get the benefits of our healthcare system that way.
I mean, this is just whetting my appetite to learn a whole lot more stuff. What are they doing for insurance? Are they on Medicare? Do they have their healthcare covered here? What are they doing with visas? How long are they staying where? Do they actually own something somewhere? But no, very, very interesting couple. Very different than what the others are doing. I think we need to get them with a meetup with the couple who's in Portugal right now. Katherine, did you like this video?
I did. It's definitely things to think about and people who really sharpened their pencils to get somewhere.
Absolutely. So hopefully you like this video as much as we do. So please go and watch some of our other videos about 401k videos that are also here. Like, subscribe, let us know what you think. If you've got a specific question that you don't want to put on YouTube, contact us at sales@hunterbenefits.com. And as you know, keep those cards and letters coming.
Toodaloo.